Hello everyone, this is VJose32 This is my second attempt at doing this video. This is going to be, I did this before, I'm trying it again. I'm going to call it In the Cards. I'm going to take a look at what's in the cards in the world of playing cards, or on the cards, whatever. And also, I apologize for the delay in my Medusa deck review. I started uploading it yesterday. For some reason it's taking forever, but I finally got it uploaded. It's up right now, go check it out. Now let's take a look at what's going on in the world of playing cards. Hopefully this will be much shorter than my last version, which was interrupted by a phone call from my sister. Very nice to talk to her, you know it's brief. Anyways, there's a bunch of active Kickstarter projects. One of them is Out of This World Space cards, which basically feature a bunch of different pictures from outer space and astronauts, and so far I think it's got like 1% funded or whatever. I don't remember, but I don't think it's going to be funded. Then there's the Bicycle Heads playing cards, which were funded, and they also have a stripper deck, which is also funded. Then there was a Sisu 4 Beasts playing cards from a guy in the UK, which did not get funded. The New York Lights playing cards, which has a neon theme to it, and based on New York. They were funded, but not something that I'm really interested in. Then there was the DFC deck that did not get funded. The Founders playing cards, which has a patriotic US theme to it and look really nice. They did get funded, and I hope to get these eventually, and they will be selling them on their website eventually. And for the record, the company is known as the Department of Design, which is a very American name. Then there's the Ace Alcohol Education deck, which is not getting a whole lot of support. The Mirror deck, which is a gap deck, which apparently features double-faced cards with the same card on both sides, so you get Ace of Diamonds on both sides or whatever. Apparently they claim it's something that every magician wants and has never been able to get until now. They have not been funded yet. There's still a possibility that they will, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Then there's the Steampunk Cthulhu, which is based on the H.P. Lovecraft book again, and I think it's close to getting funded. There's a couple of those. Then there's one based on body art, which is history. The Mount Olympus deck, which let me just have a look at that one. Which is a bit expensive actually. It's like $12 a deck, which is ridiculous. And actually the funding was cancelled, and it's basically had a Greek myth theme, which looks pretty cool, and it was a bicycle branded deck. For some reason it was cancelled. Actually looked kind of cool. And then there's this Yiddish Lost Languages deck, which is kind of weird and definitely not going to be going anywhere. Sometime this year we'll be coming on Kickstarter the Bicycle Surge deck, which is the sequel to the Bicycle Galvanic deck, and eventually a Cthulhu Calls deck from the creator of the Necronomicon deck, which they didn't do before because of that other deck with the same theme that just came out recently. And then should be coming on Kickstarter soon the Sultanate or Sultana playing cards. Hang on, I gotta double check this stuff. Oop. Which kind of interesting, but they have not gone live yet on Kickstarter. The Sultana playing cards look pretty nice. They're culturally inspired playing cards. And then another one is the Demon deck. And then all of this stuff, you can find out more information about some of these decks from playingcardcollector.wordpress.com. And another good site is 52carts.wordpress.com, although it spreads. And this one, yeah, it's got a demon theme to it. I'm not liking it so much, but we'll see. And again, that's coming to Kickstarter in the near future. Some of the other Kickstarters that were successful: the 8-bit playing cards based on the 8-bit Nintendo games of the past, which has an original deck, a gold deck, black deck, and a platinum deck. 4 decks from one Kickstarter, which was very successful. The cards will be printed in the near future. The Bicycle, well, it's not actually Bicycle, but the Allure deck from the same guy as the Bicycle Genesis deck will be coming in the near future. Bicycle Amazing Adventurers deck will be coming in the near future. I think the Bicycle Apocalyptic Chromatics deck is shipping soon. The Bicycle Army deck, Army Men deck I should say, which was by the same guy who did the Bicycle Revision deck, had some legal issues, but should be printed in the near future. The Bicycle Asylum deck had some funding issues. Apparently one of the guys who was involved in it decided to take the money that it was going to go for that deck and put it into a different project, which left the guy that created the Bicycle Asylum deck in a bit of an issue. But apparently he's going to work on getting the money, and they should have the cards in his hands by the end of the month, which means you should have them sometime in April. Of course, the Bicycle Black Tie deck is shipping. If you haven't received them yet, you should be getting them in the near future. I just got mine yesterday. The Confidence deck from Be the Siege should be coming again in the near future. I'm not sure if it's been printed yet, but it should be printing soon, hopefully. And it's going to be the last deck from Be Deceived, which the website basically it no longer exists. The core Bicycle Core playing cards based on Iron Man basically should be shipping soon, I believe. The Bicycle Creature cards, which I didn't get, I'm not too sure about what's going on with that. And then there's the Dice cards, which I also did not get. Again, not too sure what's going on with that. The Bicycle Divine from ElitePlayingCards.com was successful. If you didn't get any, you can actually pre-order them on ElitePlayingCards.com right now. Bicycle Lumberjacks deck was also successful, and you can, if you were not able to pledge for them, you can actually get them on Softstarter.com or Softstarter.org, I should say, right now. The Polaris decks from Vanda Playing Cards were also successful. There's the Lunar, the Solar, and the Eclipse. If you were not able to pledge for them, you can actually go to, there's a link on their Kickstarter page that you can go to backerit.com and actually pledge for everything that they had on the Kickstarter, which I did obviously. It's an awesome alternative. The Posthumo Deck of the Dead, I think those are going to be printed soon. The Bicycle Quicksilver is going to be shipping, if it has not already. It's in the process of shipping actually right now. The Stealth playing cards, I don't know what's going on with those because I didn't pledge for it. And same with the Tavern cards. The Bicycle Urban Punk deck should be shipping very soon. The Vanda cards are in the process of shipping, but I haven't received mine yet. And then the Bicycle White Rabbit deck, based on Alice in Wonderland. That was funded. I'll probably be printing in the coming months. And then there's more. Hamlords.com has the Magicians Must Die #2 deck coming in the near future. For those of you who missed the first deck, basically it's a deck that has a comic strip printed on each back of the cards, and you put all 52 cards together to make a comic strip. And definitely not interested in that and did not pick it up. They also were supposed to have a special edition Blades deck, which is on hold and may be cancelled. I'm not too sure what's going on with that. Circle City Cards has a new Bicycle Brimstone deck V2 coming out sometime late this year. Bicycle is going to be releasing the Bicycle Cherub deck sometime this year. The guy who created the curator deck, Emmanuel Jose, will be releasing a sequel to that, the Clipped Wings deck, sometime this year. Coming, I believe, on April 1st will be the Bicycle Club Tattoo deck, so look for that. Of course, if you missed it this week, Conjuring Arts released the B Erdnase 216 deck in 2 colors, looks pretty cool. There's also rumors that a blue Acorn deck might be released, but they have said that's not true, but who knows. And then there is Bicycle Escape deck that's coming this year sometime, and it's based on a deck that was printed back during the war that had a hidden map in the cards to get soldiers, to basically lead soldiers to freedom if they were basically, became imprisoned or whatever. If they were captured, there was a map hidden in the cards to help them escape, and it's based on that, which is kind of cool. Then there's the Bicycle Everyday Zombie deck, which is coming on May the 1st apparently. The Bicycle Favori deck, which apparently was released on March the 1st. I missed that. I'll have to double check that. Then there's the Fontaine playing cards from Zach Mueller of Fury 11. It's not being produced by Fury 11, just Zach Mueller. You can go pledge for it on Indiegogo.com. There's a lot of decks. Then there's the Bicycle Green Dragon from Eric Dwan, which is apparently coming out this year sometime. Bicycle Gunslingers from theconartist.com. That one is a site that apparently a lot of people don't have a lot of trust in, so I don't know. And then, of course, like I said, the Midnight, if I didn't say it, I will say it, the Midnight Card Company, which produced the Ornate, has got a new deck coming this year called the Imperial deck, which was originally known as the Fabergé because it's got an egg theme. Big Blind Media also supposedly has some decks coming out. Carnival Chaos, which we don't know what's going on with. And the Carnival Suicide Kings, which is apparently on hold. And apparently Bicycle Carnival Elite coming in June. And a couple of new colors, a green one and a purple in a couple of their other bicycle decks, I think Assassins and Renegades. Then there's the Bicycle Kings card game, which you may or may not be interested in. It's a drinking game. It comes out on May the 1st, apparently. And, of course, the Miscellaneous Goods Company, Pedali Design, has a couple of new decks that are available on pre-order on the website. Although they are a little bit pricey, but it's basically a red version and a black version of their deck. Of course, the Moonshine playing cards came out recently, which they which I just received recently, and they just came out not too long ago, and they are going to have a second version coming out with an improved box and whatnot. Should be good. I was just trying to find out about this Favori deck. I don't know what's up with that, but I'll definitely try to figure out if it's out or not. Of course, for those of you who missed it, 2 days ago, the Ornates from Midnight Playing Card Company were made available on House of Playing Cards, and that completes, there's the Amethyst and the Emerald, that completes the set of the Ornates because each one has a different pip on the box, spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds. If you missed out, I'm sure there's still some available, but hurry up and get them before they sell out, if they haven't already. Also from Bent Castle, there's a Pimpleglyph 2 coming sometime this spring, apparently. The Prime Playing Card Company is going to have, apparently, a third edition in their Prime decks, and also the Prime Noir deck. Another deck from HamsLords.com was the Pro XCM Non-Blades deck, which is on hold and may be cancelled. I'm not sure what is happening with Hamslords, but apparently a lot of the decks are on hold. And then there was rumors about a Propaganda V2, which from Fury 11, which sadly has not ever come to anything. And apparently Emmanuel Jose, who created the Curator deck, is also working on a deck called the Sawdust, which is kind of interesting. I don't know much about it, but it looks really interesting. And again, it's similar to the Click Wings and the Curator. I'm almost done, don't worry. There was rumors before that Seasons decks would become available on a looseness, but it hasn't happened. I don't know why. Apparently there's also going to be new summer and winter versions of the Seasons decks coming this year. Of course, there's the Bicycle Skull deck, apparently coming on August the 1st. A Bicycle Star Black Star deck coming apparently it's supposed to come in the middle of last year. Hasn't come yet. Don't know what the holdup is. Then there's the Take Food deck from Eric Dwan, which just came out recently. The Bicycle Truth Garden deck, which just came out yesterday. Apparently it's been released already in China a couple weeks ago. There's not many. They're only selling 500 on AloysStudio.com. Make sure you get them if you haven't already. They're pretty limited, like the original ones, but not as limited, but still hard to find. And then there's a white version, which is really limited, which I have no idea where you can find it. And then there's the Virtuosa deck from theverts.com, which apparently is coming sometime in the middle of April. It's been available on pre-order on the website for some time now. And then there is the Bicycle Vision deck in silver, which is coming apparently very soon. And then the Bicycle White Tiger from Eric Dwan, which is also apparently coming sometime this year. And then apparently Merle67 has created a second version of his Bicycle Tie-Dye deck, which he's trying to sell for $30. And all these other decks have been released. You know about them. And that is it. I apologize for the lengthy video. I just wanted to tell everyone what's going on in the world of playing cards, but all the decks that are coming out, what's going on with Kickstarter decks. I know it's a little bit boring listening to me to ramble on and on for like 20 minutes. I apologize. But hopefully if I do this again next week, it'll be much shorter. It will be much shorter if I do it again, because it'll just be looking at what's going on, or what happened within the past week, which apparently is not going to be a whole lot. That's what I got. I'll see you next time. I will have more videos coming today, I think card class at very least, and I'll see you then.